So, I just wanted to show everybody something that I'm going to have to deal with and put a mask on. My roommate, who's 83 years old, he says he cleans dishes to the state. He acts all together, maybe one day out of a month. If he isn't all there, then he doesn't go to the doctor, cancels, and waits till he has a good day. And this has been going on for years. Well, I've been doing his dishes for years now. But instead of admitting it, he says he does my dishes. What is not true at all. Every single day I'm soaking, washing, soaking, washing, soaking, washing. Meanwhile, this is what he does. Now, this is his bowl, and that is his jacket, his seat. This is all his stuff. This is where he eats. This is his mess. This is what he's made. Now, I cleaned up this table over and over and over. Right now, I am going to clean it up again. I'm going to clean this tray, this cup. But at first, whatever this science experiment he left out for days, I get sick in this house from mold. And he's going to leave cheesy sauce. Probably was a soup that he left out for 2 weeks or a week or who knows. I don't go through his stuff until he's outside of the house and I'm at work or the hospital at the doctor's a lot. I come home sometimes at 10 o'clock at night and I have to keep cleaners just like that. Because at 10 o'clock at night, I don't want to spend 2 hours cleaning up somebody else's poop and messes and food and floor and all that. I have enough with my cat. When I come home at night, I have to clean his litter, feed him, give him water. I got to take care of my cat. I got to make sure But David wants me to do everything for him too. I've told him, no, if you want me to do everything like this for you, you have to admit that I'm doing it. You have to go to the state, tell them that you can't do this, and then I will do it for you. But until then, if you tell everybody that you can clean this dish, and you can clean up after yourself, and you can wipe your own bum, and you can wipe up your own poop off the floor, and you can feed yourself without making poisonous foods, without getting anybody hurt, then I will do everything for you. But instead, he has a little hissy fit. He doesn't do it, and he just leaves messes everywhere to get the cat and me sick. And I don't pick it up. I don't. I tell him about it. I'm like, you need to clean this. You need to clean this. This coffee's 3 days old growing cheese. Look at these. Ugh. That's disgusting over here. And now me, on my day off, is going to clean all this up. He also wastes money. Like, he has no teeth, no dentures, but he bought a bag of nuts. Why did he buy a bag of walnuts? To pour outside. He's been taking handfuls and throwing them in the woods for the animals. That's fine if it's from a food pantry free, but to go take the money I give you or then eat my food and then spend your food money on the woods, that's not right. So these problems are going to persist. So I'm trying to get out of here. But for me to move to another apartment or for me to stay warm, I would need my health not going downhill. I would need to keep a job. I would need to not be paycheck to paycheck. And the system that we have in society today needs to have less fucked up problems where people get hurt from other people's actions. Happens all the time. Like one time, I was hurt with a cane and I had 2 bags of groceries, but I couldn't quite get on the bus with them in my hand. So I put one bag down, put one bag on the bus, used my cane to get outside. Now, that step is hard for me too. I fell a couple times trying to do this. I get the other bag in, and then he tells me that I am not allowed to take the bus if I can't bring all my bags in one trip. Now, this is just 2 bags. This is like a candy bar in one and a couple, maybe a gallon of milk in the other. It's not a big deal. But I am hurt with a GI problem. I'm having severe pain and I need the railings to get on the bus. So what I did is I put the bag on my wrist. I used the left railing to lift myself up. I used the cane to get myself up. I made it to the seat, put the bag off my wrist, and then just repeated. No, He wants me taking no bags. He wants me to fall and get hurt on the bus. See, these are people's selfish decisions. He's trying to ban me from the bus because I'm disabled in a way where I can't bend over. Now, luckily, that was only a temporary injury, and I'm not disabled in that way anymore. Now I just have a little swelling in the GI, but that's little discomfort when using the bathroom. I can stretch, I can stand up, I can walk, I can move, I can do my job. So the GI is better, but the seizures, the neurological issue, the shakes, the mold attacking my body, the flu-like symptoms from the mold, all that type of stuff. After 8 years of it, of the mold, it just is growing inside of me. It's like in my lungs growing. I mean, the first couple years, I had no idea what was going on. I had a guest over, and he tried to open all the windows because he was staying in the bedroom. Actually, I was renting out that bedroom. That was like the first couple months that I was here. And he said that he was getting very sick from the air. Well, David called it nonsense, started getting an argument with him. So to stop the argument, I came in and told Raymond, hey, the heat is going to go out the windows. The air should be fine in here because you just had the windows open for 12 hours. But you can't put the heater on 90 and then open all your windows in your room. Especially that you only have a room the size of maybe a prison cell, but yet you have 3 windows in there. So, yeah, that heat's going straight out, Raymond. There's no way. So at this time, I left. He closed the windows, turned down the heat, didn't think much of it. After a couple years later, I started to feel the same thing. I started to get sick. My roommates started to get sick. Workers who come in the building start to get sick. Guests I bring in get sick. My neighbors are getting sick. People are dying. Some of my neighbors who are elderly have died and been put on oxygen. You can see it. It's not like you have to guess. No, you can walk into the house and see pounds of mold eating out places where I can't clean. Windowsills, behind walls that the landlord won't let me cut out and bleach. You can't do much about it. But at first, I didn't know. So I gave somebody else crap, told them to close the windows, turn down the heat, when I shouldn't have. If he's getting sick from the mold and he doesn't feel good, then open the windows, yeah. Crack it. Just turn the heat down and try not to waste $1 billion of heat. And if you're really, really having problems, do what I'm doing right now. Paying your own way. If I'm opening windows and I'm using more heat and electric, then that means I gotta pay more. It's that simple. Like my electric bill for this month should be about $300. Now you probably think that's because of the windows. It's actually not. It has nothing to do with me having the windows open. When we first moved in, the first 3 years we lived here, our bills were about $250 to $350 every year. $250 during summer, sometimes a lucky $200, $190, but about $300, $350 around there during winter. If you're wondering how can you keep the heat higher and open the windows and still have the same electric bill, it's because I am very, very intuitive of what I can do. So, they have these cheap power saver heaters. I've tested out about 4 of them. They're only about $16 to $20 a piece. They're 350 watt to 500 watt, power saver mode, small. But here's the kicker. They can heat up the bathroom and the bedrooms by themselves, and they're less than a foot big. They're about 6 inches tall and only about 4 inches across. And they have a blower on them, and they literally make the room toasty with using almost no electricity. And we can redirect the blower, so if the window is open, the heat hits us first, goes through the whole apartment, and then goes out the window. Because the heaters we were using when we first moved in, the ones that are connected to this building, are no good. They're electric. And the gas heater we have that everybody else uses for much, much cheaper, the landlord has refused to replace because he says it just needs a piece. But then he plays a game with the piece, saying the piece is no longer manufactured. Well, if it's no longer manufactured, then we need a gas heater. Well, no, sorry, we're still looking for the piece. So he plays all these games. Now, if I had money, that wouldn't be the case. That wouldn't be. People don't play games with people with money because they can do something about it. Now, I work sometimes 50 hours. I have worked jobs 60 hours before until I'm injured and in the hospital. And how much money did I make for that? The same amount that rent cost.